So the second season of Four More Shots plays on Amazon Prime released today, and the series aims at telling stories about the perspective of women, very minutely represented and showcased in Bollywood movies. The series focuses on four women from South Mumbai, the trials and tribulations they face in their personal and professional life, and how they cope with the various hurdles that come their way by being present for one another every step of the way. In season 2, we have Siddhi, played by Maanvi Gagroo, currently unemployed, who had her engagement called off due to a creepy father who exposed Siddhi's anonymous raunchy webcam show. Umang, played by Bani, who goes through heartbreak due to her girlfriend Samara, a well-known actress, not acknowledging their lesbian relationship. Anjana, played by Kirti, who is still battling the fact that her ex-husband has started a new life with his new wife, and due to her ego and carelessness, finds herself in a drunk driving crash as she was taking their daughter to a hospital. Damini, played by Sayani, who identifies she has deep feelings for Jay, played by Pratik Babbar, the bartender at Truck Bar, only to further get to know that he has moved on. How the four do their weekly or maybe thrice a week ritual of meeting at Truck Bar, their own bootleg version of Central Park or the McLaren's pub, seeking for approval and direction every step of the way, is basically the entire season. I also want to state that this review is not going to feature any virtue signaling of me trying to be woke or blatantly ignorant or sexist to suit a particular popular narrative. Let's just objectively, without any spoilers, I'll try, judge the series for what it is. Before I am absolutely ruthless with my thoughts about the web series, let's talk about the aspects which were its redeeming qualities. The good. This is their reality. The important aspect to acknowledge and identify in this web series is that it focuses on four privileged and educated characters that are living in South Mumbai. Their problems, no matter how minuscule they might be with respect to the country and the tragic reality the majority face, it is their reality. So the series does focus on first world problems faced by women in a metropolitan city on a daily basis. And listen, this is how the web series is marketed. So in this pitch that I have literally done for you, you've got the answer of whether this show is for you or not. A character will complain about not being able to find herself as she has a 4-course breakfast with her family next to their home pool. The point is, this is not wrong. While still being financially well off, you have several problems such as fat shaming, aesthetic judgment, sexism in the workforce. These are pertinent issues that women face on a daily basis. The problem is that it is so rarely effective in reaching its objective of breaking stereotypes and showing how it is for working women in a grueling city. If I look at all these four characters and compare them to individuals from a similar strata, like Aisha, played by Priyanka Chopra in Dil Dhadakne Do, and Faiza, played by Kalki Kekla from Made in Heaven, they presented far more compelling and thought-provoking human stories of women facing several similar personal and professional issues. Standout performances. Credit where credit is due, and in my opinion, the standout performers from the main cast are Maanvi Gagroo as Siddhi and Sayani Gupta as Damini. It's sad that the written material doesn't help their convincing performances, but both the actors do more than make you believe that they are these eccentric characters from South Mumbai. I've been saying this about Sayani Gupta since Margarita with a Straw. She possesses such calmness as a performer. Her as the OCD, no-nonsense go-getter that really keeps on tossing and turning in her personal life is tolerable and genuinely a character you feel empathy for, despite her repeated mistakes. Siddhi as a character on paper can easily come across as annoying and spoiled. Other than just being a terrific performer, there's something extremely warm and likable about Gagroo in every role that she has portrayed. Kirti and Bani honestly have brief moments, but I'll come to that later. The supporting cast needs to be appreciated tenfold. Neil Bhopalam as the constantly confused and train wreck of an ex-husband is genuinely funny and memorable. Simone Singh as Siddhi's mother trying her best to evolve and mend her judgmental ways is spectacular. Simone is an actor that has been my favourite since Being Cyrus. A special mention that has to be given to Prabal Punjabi as a stand-up comedian in the series. He's the most likeable, natural and relatable individuals from the web series. Ignorant, yes, but a man who could have had a great storyline is something very simple was just communicated to him. You'll get to know when you see it. The underwhelming aspects. Writing and dialogue delivery. The biggest underwhelming quality about the web series is its writing and a lot of the times the delivery of those dialogues. First, from my perspective, it's not witty and inventive at all. As the friends are about to go to Istanbul, one of them says, "Pahunchte pahunchte doner kebab ban jayenge." I understand that the most common phrase for South Mumbai people is "come on yeah," but the series takes it on an overkill mode. There is a subplot that explores Siddhi focusing on becoming a stand-up comedian, and the treatment of the sets comes across as more of a TED talk than having genuinely funny punchlines. The sets are empowering, but they aren't funny. One comedian says your claws are out, to which a character replies, Because unlike you, I got a manicure. And everyone bursts out laughing like it's Zakir Khan's new comedy special. To add to the misery of the subplot, the laugh track placed in awkward positions of the performances on stage makes it even less convincing. My biggest gripe is that the entire series focuses on the characters seeking for approval from their friends on every little decision of their life. I understand that empathy and a good support system in terms of a friend group is essential, but when that friend group itself become your enablers or crutches, then it often stagnates you to never evolve and become an average of the people you associate with on a weekly basis. To self-reflect and think individually is absolutely absent in the web series. When one subplot shifts to a rehab center, as a joke one character states, "Wheatgrass mera favorite shot hai, tetanus shot ke baad." And you're like, was this my cue to laugh? At one point of time, there is an argument happening during a wedding, as a pre-wedding shoot in front of a palace has just finished and the friends are playing Kho-Kho for fun. Yes, this is the penultimate episode of the season. I have to say though, Bani J is really convincing in her body language as a gym trainer, but her awkward Punjabi and little to no enunciation in her dialogues makes you feel whether she is devoid of energy in the scenes. Kirti is a spectacular actor. I have loved her in films like Pink and Shaitan, but her most memorable moments are shared with her ex-husband in this season. Otherwise, the painful law jargon sequences with a new flame, both characters speaking in third person, just comes across as pretentious, random and misinformed. The issue is that this show should be woke, but with its frivolous premise, it often takes a misinformed and ignorant stand on several topics while it still wants to fight for the cause of women. The writing swings from being convenient in its joking and preachy in its messaging whenever it wants. A character would drunk call from a foreign land, depressed and hinting on wanting to commit suicide, and when confronted, it's casually brushed off as wo to temper tantrum tha. When one of the characters is jealous of another girl, one friend recommends, "Uski drink mein hormone pill mila dete hain, uski daadi aa jayegi." The series deals with mental health and a character having a grave condition that needs to be monitored and taken care of, but is conveniently brushed off as cured. So when it's convenient, things are politically incorrect, but otherwise, arey, it's a joke, chill yaar. The crazy part is when the series tries to take up too much with respect to the topics it can focus on, and takes this socio-political route on intolerance in the country that comes out of nowhere, just to place buzzwords and phrases like prostitute and go to Pakistan. It's important to be proud of what you are, and attempt to be a carefree breeze of a series, but in the process it tries everything but barely delivers. I want to conclude by saying, I understand this. The intention of the web series is earnest and pure. The aim is to make you uncomfortable and break stereotypes, because they aren't represented enough, like the LGBTQI community or women with body shaming trauma, and through them communicate their daily struggles. The harsh reality is that the sequences are egregiously written to convey a message rather than making us believe that would happen in normal circumstances. I'll give you an example. In the movie Thappad, to convey the inherent sexism in a man, when he sees his neighbor who is a woman step out in an SUV, he asks, "Karti kya hai ye?" That itself is enough to convey the message. It's effective and real. FOMO Shots Please literally gets into statistics and speeches mid-conversation which make you think. The writing of major sequences are literally written to focus on all spectrums of the problems identified and to be called out, rather than designing arcs of characters. This series will forever be a guilty pleasure, but even in that category, extremely low in the pecking order. Far more compelling stories that really shed light on pertinent issues faced by women in society, like Angry Indian Goddesses, Made in Heaven, and even the Bindas TV show, The Trip. They're far more superior. That will leave a deeper impact on you to introspect, think, and empathize. This, however, is far, far away from being that. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the series. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.